Hello, dear students. In this video, we are going to learn how to create a database connectivity using Python. For that, we are going to use already built-in database in Python called MySQLite 3. And using that, we are going to create a database and the table, and we are going to do the CRUD operation, create, update, read, and delete. And we are going to do in a very simple manner so that you can easily understand it. So the first thing is we want to import the package or the library file for that. So we are going to use SQLite 3. And then we are going to create a database. So for that, we are going to create a variable. And using this SQLite 3, we are going to do the connection to the database called kids.db. So what is database is like a storage place. Inside the database, we can store a lot of tables. If I want to say an analogy, we have a school bag or any bag. In the bag is like a database. Inside the bag, we can have any number of books. So one book for English, another book for Tamil, another book for Maths, another for social, another for science. So any number of books can be kept inside the table, right? Inside the bag. Similarly, inside the database, we can put any number of tables. It's like a storage place. So first bag is required, then only you can put the book inside. Similarly, first the database is required. It's like a storage box. Then you can create a table, one for student data, one for faculty data, another for login data, another for employee data. So like we can have any number of tables inside a database. So this will help us to create a database. So if the database already there, it will use it. Otherwise, it will create it. Now we want another um, variable called cursor. You can give any name for it. Using this connection object, we are going to create a cursor variable. So using this cursor, it's like a pointer to the database. You can able to create or fetch something from the database. All these things can be done using this cursor. And now after that, we are just going to use a print statement saying that created so that we can understand our table is our database created. So run it, you can get the message created. So we can understand that database is now created. After the database created, we are going to create a table inside it. You can create any number of table. So as I told you, cursor is the one who is going to help to do any kind of activity like this. So cursor dot execute, we are going to execute the query. And what is the query we are going to do first is we are going to create a table. So create table. And what is the table we are going to create? A student table. And what are the information I'm going to keep inside is ID. And ID data type is integer. And I'm going to make it as a primary key. What does mean by primary key means? It is like a unique value in the table. For example, your register number is unique. Name may be same for one person to other, but the register number is unique. So I'm going to make ID as my unique value. So to denote that, we have to give us primary key. And then we want the name of the student. So name of the student data type is text. And then I am going to store the mark of the student. Its data type is integer. So as of now, I'm going to store only this much. So here this open parenthesis is closed here. And this open parenthesis is closed here. This quotes we have closed here. And this one. So now the query is done. Now we have to save it to for that we are going to use this connection. Using this connection variable object only we can store it. So for that we are going to use a function called commit. So once it is created, we can just print and say table. So that for us to understand the table is created, table created. So now let us execute this and see. Okay, so now you got an error. Let's see what is the error here. So the error is in the table. The table student is already available. So let us give another table name. Let me give the table name as shortly I say STU. So now let me run it. So okay, now the database is also there, table is also created. So if the table is already there, we cannot create the same table again, right? So it is showing already I have created say table in the database. So I'm creating a new table with name as STU, which says student only. So now the database is also created, table is also created. So what is the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert. So table is there without any data. So now let me put some data inside the table. So what I'm going to do, let me comment it because the table is already there. If I execute again, it will show me error. So let me comment it. Now I'm using the same cursor variable. I'm going to execute. This time I'm going to insert something to the table. So the query to insert is insert into where I want to insert into the table called student, and I have to say the values. So what are the values I want to give to the table? So when we create table, we give three columns: ID, name, and the mark. So all the three values I have to pass here now. So what is the first one? ID. Let me give the ID as 111, and let me give the name. Let us give a single quotes because only double quotes is used. So let me say John, and then I'm going to say the mark is 99. So one is done. So similarly, I can give any number of columns. So let me copy it again. And let me give one more data that I'm going to give the ID as 112. Let the name be Joy, and let the mark be 100. And let me put one more row there with the resident ID as 13 and the name as Peter, and the mark as 96. So I have inserted three rows to the table called a student. And now to save it, already we know using the connection object, we have to commit it. So now we'll print a message as well, inserted. So we'll understand that it is inserted. So now let us run this program. So we got inserted, which means these three values are inserted into the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment it again. It's because already this data is there. So next time so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to try to display the data. We said that it is inserted. We want to know whether it is properly inserted or not, right? So for that, again, use the cursor object dot execute. This time I want to see all the data which I have stored in it. So I'm going to select star from the table name is student. Then, so the query is ready. Now, what is the next thing we have to do? From this, I want to fetch. So until now, we put something inside. Now we want to get it back. So for that, I want a variable to store the data. I'm going to use the variable called rows. And from this, using this cursor, I'm going to use a function called fetch all. I'm going to fetch all the rows. So now I have executed the query, and using this cursor, I'm going to fetch all the data from this table and put it in this row. Now I'm going to use a for loop. I say for row in rows. So we know how to use a for loop in Python, and I'm going to print the row. So rows will be containing all the rows. So here I'm going to take one by one row. Even you can just say print rows also. Or if I want, sometimes I want to get one by one values, row by row, you can also use it. So now after I print this, I can commit this also. If you want, you can commit it, otherwise you can leave it. So now I'm going to save it. I'm going to run it. So now you can see all the three rows we have inserted is displayed here. So this is how we can able to take the data from the database. So very simple. So usually you have to use cursor to do any operations, execute. Here you have to give the query. So this is to get the data. And and using this cursor, I'm retrieving all the data from the table and putting in this variable. Okay, so what is the next thing I have to do? So already I taught you how to create a database, how to create a table, how to insert. Now let us see how to delete something from the table, and then we will display it. So again, everything you can do with the cursor object, cursor dot execute. Now we are going to write the query to delete something in the table. So for that, the query is delete. So if you know SQL, you may be knowing all these things. So delete uh, from student. So what you are going to delete, you have to say for which condition you are going to say. So delete from student where we have to give some condition, and based on that we have to say, right? So where I'm going to say where name equal to, I'm going to say the name as Peter. So that's it. And after I write the query, I have to just execute it. So for that, we have to use the connection dot commit. So it will be done. So it is executing and it should be updated, no? So done. After I execute this, then what I have to do is you have to see whether previously Peter is there in the table. Now let me delete it and then see this. So Peter is again coming. So we have to say delete from student where name equal to, okay, sorry, because Peter is, it's Java is, sorry, Python is case sensitive, I have to give capital letter. So let me run it again. So now you can see Peter is not there. I have deleted this Peter. So previously Peter was there in the table. Now Peter is not there. Similarly, you can also do any deletion based on the rest number also. For example, you can say ID and you can say the ID here. If you want to remove the ID 111 and you can say just run it. And now you can see that also deleted. Based on the ID also you can remove. So now we have only one data here. Or if you want, you can insert it once again. So we have already removed this too. This only is there. So now what I'm going to do, we'll execute this once again. So we will be inserting it once again. And then, so we know how deletion is working. So just once again, we add more data. So all the data is once again inserted. Now we will comment this insert once again. So this is not needed now. Okay, so now you know how to delete something. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to update something. So you can change the name or change the marks or whatever it may be. Again, we want the cursor dot execute. So if you want to update the query to do the update is update. So the same update. And then where you want to update this table name, and we have to set the condition update set. What I want to set name, I'm going to change. So we can say name, we are going to change as Joy Hannah. Some name we are going to change. To whom I want to change, that condition I have to give. So I'm going to say where. I'm going to say the ID. For the ID as one ID equal to, have to say ID equal to 112. For the ID 112, I'm going to set the name as Joy. It's very simple. So update student table, set name as Joy Hannah. So already name is there, no? Joy is there. So I'm updated with Joy Hannah. And for whom I have to do the this updation is for the ID number 112. And after you do any change, what you have to do is you have to commit it. So connection dot committed, then only it will be updated there. Committed. So now after that, we are going to select all the data from the table. So now you can see Joy has been changed to Joy Hannah. So this is how we can able to do the updations. So hope you have got it. So we learn how to create a database and we learn how to create a table also with the column names and its data type specified. And also we learn how to insert, how to update, how to delete, and also how to take the table values from the database. Hope you have got it. Thank you. God bless you.